Well, gratitude. What else could I say this morning? I don't even know what to say. I've actually been up since about 3 o'clock. Uh, I always say slacking off, but I've been kind of slipping in. The wake up time is actually supposed to be 1:30. So I've sort of been sleeping in and just, let me flip this thing around. I sort of just been sleeping in and just to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yes. So I begin the day with a lot of push-ups. Yes. I come up with this yoga session to where every 25 push-ups is when I get into my asana poses. I do it very slowly. Yes, very slowly. Yes, the yoga session is done very slowly. I get into the asana poses. So I begin to really breathe deep into my body. It's actually a meditation. So when I breathe heavily into that body like that, I get a sense of God, energy, whatever you want to call it. So that's how I start my day every single day, 365 days a year. I make it a priority to just sit and meditate. And I know a lot of people always say things like, oh, I don't have time, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Well, those things are very well said. Yes, you do not have time. Yes, you have to get up, pay bills, go to work, be a wife, be a mother, go to school. But the truth about all those things, they are just, yes, you have to do it. But should in case anything happens to your health, good morning. Should in case anything happens to your health, all those things will not matter anymore. As a matter of fact, all those things you will never ever even take it serious. At that present moment when something is not right in this beautiful temple of yours, you realize that all the things that we chase, they are not really worth it. Yes, because at that moment we begin to realize how much important health is, and it never fails to. Then they give us this thing called therapy. Yeah, you do physical therapy. You begin to stretch. They tell you eat this certain food, don't do this. But in reality, overall, some of those things is preventable before you even get to that stage. Some of it are accidental, where you cannot prevent it, but most of it is preventable. The oxygen that goes into your brain, it is really amazing how once we get out of our mother's womb, we forget so many things because in order for our mothers to push us out, you hear them scream in the living room, push, breathe. And it's really funny that once we get into this planet and we begin to do things, we forget all about that breathing. Many will swear they know how to breathe, but unfortunately you don't. It requires a lot of practice. Studying yoga for me was just one of those things, one of the hardest things that I've ever done, because you begin to realize the patience that it takes. If you are not a patient person, you're full of your ego, you can never ever practice yoga and understand. It's absolutely impossible. If you're always in a rush, you really have to wait on God. Stretching my body every morning also allows me to understand a lot of scriptures that I've read. And I'm talking from the Bhagavad Gita, the Holy Bible, the Quran, all those spiritual textbooks that I've actually put my eyes on, and just seeking, wanting to know and wanting to silence that voices that comes out of my head. So as I begin to do that, as I begin to breathe in and breathe in, because every time I breathe into that body and that breathing out, it just gives me a sense of reality. Uh, to be able to do that for like 3-4 hours, absolutely amazing. I never thought that is something that I would be doing. It's just I'm just too much in a hurry to be doing things like that. Whew, got scared a little bit. Too much in a hurry to be doing things like that. I'm one of those guys that I just get up in the bed, boom, boom, you rush, boom, boom, you start over it again. And I think a lot of time when we get up every day without having that me time, me moments, spending that time for us, those energies that we'll carry, we shift it onto our kids, we shift it onto our families. And that is because we know there's just a certain age, we know certain things, but we just choose to ignore it. Yes, at a certain age of our life, we know certain things, certain information comes to us, but we just choose to ignore it. I always talk about the word faith. The word faith is one of those things that is extremely hard to even comprehend. It is not known in pleasure. Yes, it is not known in comforts. Most of the time, the only way to understand your faith is when everything looks impossible. When everything looks impossible, you tap into that power that lays within you. When everything looks impossible, you know you are greater than what you are. Many of us has been reprogrammed from when we come to these planets, these beautiful planets. It is amazing how we let, since I'm a realist, I honor you, thank you. Since I'm a realist, we have also let color play a role. For somebody that looks like my skin tone to have actually practiced, to have a set of discipline, to be able to get up in the morning and just say, yes, I'm going to manifest, I'm going to speak to this thing called God, is looked upon as, nah, he can't do it. I had a young brother ask me if I smoke weed. I'm like, why is it that because my hair looks this way, why do I have to smoke weed? Why do I have to drink? I'm not saying anything wrong with those things, because to each to his own, but those are not all our parts. That's not what I'm about. When I'm singing with the book, people look as if they see a ghost. The way even people talk. But one thing I really have actually tapped into this thing called the psychic power, that energy that we seek. One of the beautiful things in our culture is when you have material wealth, what you say makes sense, because people believe in money more than God. What is also funny is every Sundays, like for example today, many of us go and listen to stories about people who had nothing, but they find happiness, they find that joy, they find that inner peace. Every Sunday we do it. We go and listen to these guys that just was so simple. So in reality, is the reason why I laugh so hard. Absolutely amazing. When I tell people I don't drink, it's like, oh, well, I drink, but I know how to control it. Now, for your information, you can never, ever control your drinking. You can forget it. Whether you drink little, you're still an alcoholic. You just know how to function. Because they're just some senses that those spirits take away from you. It will, as long as you taste those things, your full senses, you will never even be able to tap into it. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear it, but it's just the straight up truth. That's why some cultures do not mess with those things. But yes, gratitude. I am grateful. I am grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this special moment. Bye bye.